Good morning. Welcome to my channel. So I thought we'd do a comfy, cozy little Saturday morning, rainy little reading. It's a really nice vibe right now. I was like, I don't even want to move from this couch. I have to go grocery shopping, but that's it. I'm going to do that earlier than later, and then come hang out with my daughter. I might do another video a little later. So I hope everybody had a good week. Mine was very busy. It was great. I had awesome, patience in this week. I had one guy, we had talked about, fountain pens randomly one time, and Nick, he knows my daughter's an artist, and I have really nice handwriting, so I think that kind of came up too. So he brought me in some. He's like, see which ones you like, and you can start with these ones and practice and whatever. I was like, oh my god, it's so nice. And he's generally nice. He's not creepy. He's just a nice person. So that's cool. I might mess around with those sometime this weekend. They'll be nice for making tags for things when I start selling my products. Alright, so let's get into this reading. I just thought we'll see what comes up, go with the flow of the day. So I'm going to pull probably just one of these oracle cards, because I think the explanations are a little bit long. So let's get into it. Thank you, Spirit. Let me pull an oracle card to start out and see, try to get the vibe of the reading for today for collective. Please tell me what it is you want to talk to them about. Thank you so much. Accept what is. Number 7. Let's see. I wonder if this video is going to be dark. It looks like it might be a little dark. I'll fix it. Let's see. Number 7. Accept what is. Right now, your soul is helping you realize that the only way you can create the success you dream of in the physical world is by first mastering your inner world. The more disciplined you are in your responses, the more you'll achieve. Begin by accepting life as it comes and not wasting time trying to control it. When you take charge of your negative emotional reactions, you will begin to tap into your true divine power. Trying to control the external world is as futile as trying to control the ocean. Your soul's purpose right now is to respond in a grounded, non-reactive manner to what life deals you, and take nothing personally, good or bad. Instead, focus on what you want to create in all circumstances. Your soul's lesson. Subdue all tempting negative emotional reactions and stay connected to your higher self and divine spirit for guidance. If you do so, You can gracefully point any situation in a direction that favors your good and which benefits all concerned. Excellent. I really truly live by that. And it started kind of like a motivational quote, right? I'm talking way back. Like fitness journey days, like it was that type of motivational quote, and then you hear it and you say it, and there's no substance. And then you start saying it more and you're like, I can't only control myself. I don't have control over anything. And it really slowly starts like changing your way of thinking. And just that simple change of accepting you have zero control over anything except for your own actions and responses. Yeah, it's crazy. People don't like to realize that because it puts a lot of weight on your shoulders to have no one else to blame but yourself for anything you do or don't do. So you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable until you get comfortable, if that makes sense. Because once you master yourself, it doesn't matter about what anybody else does, and you don't have to like try anymore. Like you really don't let anything affect you other than yourself. And now it's so much easier to like make a decision that, okay, this decision is best for me. This decision might be uncomfortable, or it might be uncomfortable to execute this, or to say XYZ to somebody, or whatever. But I don't care anymore because that's what's best for me. Not in a mean way. Not being mean to people. I'm just not like bending on my boundaries to make other people comfortable. So let's see, it sounds like somebody else is heading down that road. To be able to get up every day and just sit quietly and just, mentally or spiritually get ready for my day in my own time, my own accord. I don't watch news. I used to only keep on like the news channel all the time, or like a cooking show or something. I don't watch TV anymore. And usually I have this music. I have like a little jazz music or like lo-fi going in the background. I can occupy my mind with something, but I don't need other people to occupy it for me. I like my thoughts. See, that's the different one. When you like your thoughts, you don't want to drown them out. Alright, Spirit, so let's see, what's the situation, saying whatever that you, would like to talk to the collective about today. What do they need to know? What's some advice? What's the situation they need to talk about? Oh, the tower, huh? Alright, so we have the Tower, the Seven of Fire, which would be the Seven of Wands, which is setting your boundaries pretty much. And the Three of Water, which is usually, I take it as like a friends, like coming together celebration and stuff like that. So, it seems to me Spirit is wanting to have you notice that your lack of boundaries with the people in your life is causing like disruption and turmoil. And the tower is gonna crumble. Sometimes we lack boundaries just because we're like people pleasers. Sometimes we lack boundaries because we're people pleasers and manipulative people in our lives. No, we're people pleasers. That's not always the case. It's not always doom and gloom and black and white and grainy. That's not what I'm saying. And that's not what I'm getting from this. I'm just thinking about different scenarios. This just seems like, right now, like a, like, hey, what you should, say no a little more often. It seems like maybe you're getting a little taken advantage of. Oh, bottom of the deck is love. I believe this is like the strength card in this deck. So yeah, it's I feel like this is kind of like a hey, notice this, because it could be the fact that maybe the other people are doing it unconsciously too, because you're such a you preemptively do things they need. Like, yeah, like, they're gonna need this. So, like, I can't explain it, but I used to do it. Like, you just kind of, like, know. Especially if it's people who are close to you. And you just end up getting in the pattern of just doing. So. Alright, let me get into this a little bit. Let's see how this started. I'm really gonna try to, like, write out meals for the next week and just get that so Don knows, and like, hey, where are you? We haven't heard from you in a while anymore. Thank you, Spirit, for this peaceful morning. This is such a peaceful morning. Can you, let's get a little info. Let's get a little background. Actually, let's see what's on Collective's mind, first of all, about this. What's, like, the main thing that you should notice? That's a cause, I guess, but, like, main factor, I guess. What's on your mind about it? If you're aware. I feel like you might be. Usually this is like confirmation, so you've had a little tickle in the back of your head about it anyway. The Emperor. That's what's on your mind. It could be job related. Let's see. Tell me about the recent past. Some inner turmoil. And what about maybe near future? Justice. Balance. Yeah, it seems like, this is all coming about because, like, you're so focused on, I do think this is, like, work-related or something of that sort. Or if it's, like, a friend group, it could be, like, just your surroundings, just your groups. Maybe that's what it is because of 3 water. But you're focused on, like, bettering yourself, right? That's what it seems to me. You're focused on, your career and your life and your whatever, your life path. And, you're having some inner turmoil, I think, in your surroundings, but I think within you, because I feel like if it's like your friend group and you're kind of like being taken advantage of in that way, I think it's because you have your shit together. That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting, right? And maybe you're tired of getting everybody's like coffee, or you're tired of giving everybody a ride, or you know, depending on your age group, what that type of scenario is gonna look like, you know. Your friend at work never has lunch, you know. Your friend at school never, you know, it's like you're the mom of the group if this is about like your friend group, and you're really trying hard to better yourself for your future, and I feel like they aren't, and you're like, I'm not. I need this like money to save for this, not to go out. It does seem like in the future things do come to balance. So is this like to catch you now, so you can be like, hey guys, listen, in a way that it's not like when you fucking explode. Like, so maybe that's it. Like, hey, you know you feel this way. Stop ignoring it, because you're gonna build resentment to these people, because you're conditioning them to expect. It's probably like one of those things, like you started making money and you started like, yeah, spending money on your friends because that's what friends do, and you're excited and they're excited for you, and then it's like, yeah, but you guys aren't making any money yet still. And now you're making more, you know. It's like kind of like that type of thing, and everybody's just used to being that person, and you're kind of tired of it, but it's uncomfortable to now set those boundaries when it's just been not an issue, but it is an issue. Because it is going to put strain on you, aside from your relationship. If you are blowing money on like 2 other people, that's a lot of money. Shit is expensive. A coffee is like $5. That shit is expensive. No, these are not the days of the 99-cent coffee at fucking Cumbies. Well, I guess you probably could, so, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I think you're tired of it. Yeah, 4 swords on the bottom of this deck. You are, I feel like you're actually in need of some, probably rest too. You're probably working your butt off, and that's probably, adding to the agitation. So I think you need to, like, cleanse and just have some time for yourself. I feel like you're not alone enough. I might be too far on the other side, because I love my own company. I absolutely love to be by myself. That's my problem, and that's why that's one of the main reasons I don't even pursue dating, aside from not having a second of time. Because the second I do have, I want to spend with myself. I can't imagine, someone like being here right now in my space. I'd be like, I need you to leave so I can do stuff. I know it sounds terrible, and I'm sure, you know, it happens, but right now that's the mindset I'm in. I'm like, you're gonna mess up my vibe. Your fucking testosterone's gonna come in here and change up the tempo, man. I don't think so. Alright, let's see. Thank you for these great messages, Spirit. Thank you to all my guardians, my guides, my ancestors. I do believe my gifts are very much ancestral. And it's almost like, here, okay, you did good, now you can have this little bit more. Okay, now you did good again, you can have this little bit more. And I'm like, okay, thanks. That's how it seems anyway. Like, good, you listened. And it only took you 45 years. Alright, Spirit, thank you so much. Tell me what is, what's Collective's current energy during all of this? How are they currently feeling? Like you want to sail away? This deck has its own, like, weight to it. I'm not taking any of these. Sorry, Spirit. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at something. Okay. Tell me what is Collective's current energy right now. Yeah. You're still, like, it's the Chariot, so it's like you're full steam ahead. You have to have some goal in mind, or, you know, you're on your way to a certain, on your path, you know. This reminds me of my daughter, my oldest daughter. She's so driven, she's so intelligent, she's so smart, she's just amazing. And she just always has been, you know, and she was a sweet little girl. And she was just a good kid. No problems when she was a teenager, you know what I mean? Like, she used to get in trouble for stupid shit. And we were way too strict with her, and I feel like if it was just me, I definitely wouldn't have went that route, because she didn't need it. She's such a good kid, and that is something that weighs on me a lot. She didn't need the discipline that not discipline, but the parenting choices. She didn't need it. And now she has to unpack that, for no reason. However, she's just a sweet person, and she's been so driven, and she's so smart about it, and she makes her plan, and she's very focused, and like, this is her. She's like, yes, this is what I'm doing. And my God, she will. I don't think there's anything that girl has not accomplished that she's really wanted to. She is just an amazing person. Let's see, what's something in collective's environment they should be aware of while they're kind of navigating through this. Deception. So, while the majority of people perhaps may not be purposely taking advantage of you, there may be some who are, and they're not going to like when you set these boundaries. Not at all. It's almost like seeing a toddler melt down. Because I don't know, people who are like that just don't know how to take no, or entitled, or narcissistic, or whatever you want to label it. When it happens and they meet somebody who doesn't waver, it's like they crash and they don't deal with that person. So if you want to get a narcissist out of your life, just tell them no and stick with it. A normal person can take no and be like, okay, that's how you feel. A narcissist is not. They would rather leave and find somebody else who's going to say yes. That's why you see people in these on again, off again, like decades-long terrible relationships, because you probably have an empath who has low self-esteem, probably has a couple of kids with this person, isn't going to go date anybody else because the narcissist has them feeling like, whether it's a man or a woman, mind you, feeling like you're just going to be alone forever and who's going to want you, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. I'm not going to project. That's not my job. But that's why you see that, is because they know that person is always going to say yes. And so they'll just go off and they'll leave them for a little bit and they'll come back because they know they'll say yes. When they lose their shit is when that person finally has enough and the locks are changed. You know, and they're like, what the fuck? That's when all the hell breaks loose. Because they were told no. I never had to deal with anybody like that. Like, you know, rage, like physical, like things like that. But sometimes when you have that to deal with, it's easier. You see it. What's advice? Advice for collective. Girl or guy, yes, you are going to have to be in this Emperor. You just continue on doing that. You sit right in your Empress energy and let these fools be. Whoever is your friend, when you, or your coworker, or whatever, whoever is genuine to you, when you say, hey, listen, I can't do this anymore, whatever it is, you know, whatever you feel like they're taking advantage of, they're gonna be like, oh my god, I didn't even realize how much money that was. I can remember way back in the day when coffee was like $2 and a breakfast sandwich was like $3, and I'd stop at Dunk's every morning and get coffee. My dad or my mom would drive me and they would babysit my daughter when she was little, and my sister, I was living with my sister, I had moved in with her, and she was moving out, and I was taking the apartment over myself. So my dad came over to sit down and like do budget and stuff with me, because it was way more than I had paid before. There's a hierophant at the bottom of this deck. Maybe a lot of people come to you for advice. And maybe you need to set boundaries about that too, about taking on people's emotional stuff. And that's hard to be like, hey, I can't people today. I had to do that recently. I have had to, like, I mean, I'm not antisocial, I'm selectively social. And when I'm social a lot, I need a break. And I'm social all day at work, so it's very hard. It's hard. Because now I have people who I'm, like, friendly with them. So, it's like being social all day. It's not as, cordial, like you would be with, like, strangers all day. So that calls for boundaries too. That definitely calls for boundaries too. So even with these cards from the bottom of the deck, you need to take a little rest, do some meditating, think about how you want to approach this. Depending on the severity of the situation, it could be nothing. It could be really weighing on you. Know you have the strength to do this with kindness and love, because that's the place you're coming from. You're not angry yet. If you bring it to people's attention and then they keep going, then yes. Yeah. And be like, everything's gonna be the same. I think that's the hierophant to the tradition of it all. Alright, let's see if we can clarify a little bit. But yeah, it does seem like you need to, and that comes with a lot, like, your self-confidence. Like, you're allowed to say no. You have to understand that. Other people are not more of an authority than you, that you have less of a right to say no to somebody else than, do you know what I mean? There's no way that you can't say no to. You can say no to your boss, you can say no to your spouse, you can say no to anybody. You have to get over that initial sting of, like, feeling bad. It's kind of like an addict. Like, if you to try to get past that first initial craving, like if you're quitting smoking cigarettes, if you can distract yourself, it really does work. But it's, like, very hard. And so is this. This is retraining your normal patterns. So when you want to say no, say it. Do you want to do this? No, I don't want to. And a lot of times people are not used to people saying no. They're used to kind of people bowing out other ways. We get the Five of Pentacles with the Tower, so kind of like feeling left out. Having a lack of, because people are draining you, monetarily or spiritually. What's the Seven of Fire? World. Yeah, I'm thinking, because with, you know, this is like the issue you're dealing with is setting your boundaries. I think you had a little nod from your intuition, like, hey, listen, with the world, like, you can't continue on like this forever. You're trying to, you know, complete this. You're trying to close the cycle. You're trying to get to your next, whatever your next level is, right? Yeah, I just feel like you feel very taken advantage of. Yeah, and I think it's that's what you're dealing with. You know, you're telling people like, I'm done. This is done. I'm done with this. You setting the boundaries. That's what you have. This is done. And some people are being like immature about it, and like throwing temper tantrums. You know, Page of Cups. He's a little immature emotionally. Tell me about this Three of Water. This almost makes me. This is the Queen of Wands over the Three of Water. That makes me feel like a coven, because you know, Queen of Wands, a lot of times she can be like indicating like a witch, and then the three friends, usually in a circle. I'm not saying that's what this is. I'm saying I think you were part of a friend group, right? And I feel like now, you know, it's crumbling and you're feeling left out from that. This is like the root cause of everything is you being, you know, now you're off by yourself from this friend group. You know, with the intuition coming up here with the Page of Cups and things, you may be empathic or have a good handle on your intuition too. Yeah, but I think that's you noticing, like, hang on a second here. They're being very, like, clicky, I feel like, on you. But meanwhile, taking advantage of you at the same time. And that's not cool. Can you tell me about this Emperor, please? About, you know, what's on Collective's mind most? What's the key point in this? Yeah, waiting for your ships to come in. Waiting, like, working on your future. I feel like they're just jealous. The only time people get involved in your life and care about what you do is, I swear to God, as if it was when they're like jealous for some reason. And because there's no other reason. Why? Why does anybody's life affect you? It doesn't, unless they have something you want. Tell me about the Five of Wands, please, from the recent past. Knight of Wands. Yeah. Because then we have the Ten of Wands and the Six of Wands that came out too with it. So it's like the conflict and turmoil, like you're going after your passions. You're on this, like carrying these wands, this hard road. You're having victories. You're smashing your goals. That's all you're trying to do. And there's that inner conflict in the background now, which is these people who are kind of now pushing you to the side because you're doing better than them. In the near future, it says justice, so let's see. Yeah, like you're really just trying to like better yourself, and because the people around you don't have it in them to do the same, it seems like. Not everybody, of course somebody's gonna. Yeah, Ace of Swords. You're gonna be rewarded with, you know, all the things that you're learning, all the things that you're working towards, and you're getting your enlightenment, you're getting your knowledge, you're getting your skills, and you're gonna be rewarded for it. You know, you're elevating. You're going to be more desirable in whatever it is you're working towards, and you're going to outgrow some people. Oh my God, I didn't do a final outcome. I'll leave the Hierophant for the bottom. That's so funny. What's sorry, Spirit. Tell me what's the possible outcome of this situation. I was like, that's not enough cards. Well, I don't like that. The Five of Pentacles. However, now the bottom of the deck is also the Emperor, so that's weird because, again, started with it and ended with that. Tell me about the Chariot, please. King of Cups. Yeah, for your current vibe, I think you're like... I think the only reason why you haven't lashed out at these people is probably because in disciplining yourself in learning, whether it's fitness, whether it's school or a class or a training or a online course or whatever it is, when you're doing that, you also, like by osmosis, start gaining personal skills of how to have discipline with yourself, which goes over to like your emotions and how you react to things. So I think that's what this is. Like, you're still moving forward, but you're like solid enough to be mature in this situation. And you're kind of just like, okay, how am I going to do this? Because again, you don't know who's who yet. I don't think, for the deception, but let's see. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. Eight of Cups. Yeah, you have people who are being deceptive and talking shit about you and all that stuff that kind of goes along with that, because you're walking away from something that isn't serving you. And that's okay. You can do that. That's your right. You don't have to talk to anybody you don't want. Ever. Tell me about the Empress, please. The advice. Yeah, stand in your power and sail away. Move on to calmer waters. There's nothing keeping you there in this situation. No, I think this goes here. Page of Swords. Yeah. This is your because this is your near future, your enlightenment, your reward, your gift of a new way of thinking and enlightenment, etc. This is part of your advice, the sail away to calmer waters, and there's news of new information coming in. Enlightenment, whatnot. So you move forward with that and talk about your new ideas. With people who aren't going to resent you for being intelligent or being passionate or wanting to do something. Okay, what is the possible final outcome? Possible outcome. Nine of Cups. So, Nine of Cups is like, your self-fulfillment. You've filled your cups. You're happy. You're good by yourself. Content. Being a good person, living your best life, I think the tables have turned, because, in the beginning, the terror that's happening is because these people are kind of treating you a certain way, right? And you kind of feel weird about it because you're like, well, wait a minute, I haven't done anything but be good to you. And as you're kind of going through and you're like, okay, we have to have a discussion, this has to come to an end. Like, you're kind of listening to your intuition, being like, hey, something's off. You stand in your Queen of Wands, like, power, like you're doing it in a friendly, gentle, caring way, it feels like. Because really, all you want to do is smash your goals, like, live your life, live your dream, go after it, But all the while you're with these people, or whatever the case may be, whoever they're telling you about, you're like, oh my god, I did this today, like if you're in college, I did this in class, or if, like, whatever the case may be. Like your little, like, achievements, your little stepping stones you're telling them about, and it's kind of weird, and you're not getting, like, a warm fuzzy vibe about it. So in the future, because you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you communicated, and you said exactly how you felt, and you laid it out there, you've done all you can do. So it will balance out the way it's supposed to. with these people. Right now, it probably feels shitty because you thought they were your friends or your whomever, or your co-workers or your whatever, classmates, whomever. I don't know. You know, I don't. You know, because you've been given this enlightenment, and you're going to be able to be like, oh, well, it is what it is, you know. I'm still fine because I've been working towards my goals, so I'm going towards my future like I always have been. You know, and I think that's how you feel. You're like, well, that's fine, I could take care of myself, and you're just still continuing on that same path. But now, the train's fallen away from the station that these people were at, and that you've been just, like, taking care of. Not taking care of, just being, like, I just feel like being there. You're like, yeah, I'll take care of it, don't worry. But you're not anymore. And they don't like that. And, you're like, I don't care. So, bye. And you're gonna leave. This the vibe. You're leaving the vibe. Maybe not the situation, but you might be. You might actually be changing locations. There's a lot of, movement. Yeah, and you're just telling everybody about your ideas and your enlightenment. You're not even talking about them. You don't even care. You don't even care. And now you're like super duper happy, living your best life, and they're like, oh man, remember when Collective was here and used to buy us shit? Yeah. Just keep on your path. People are stupid. People are stupid. Yeah, don't stay in your head about that. I'm getting don't stay in your head about that, because you're gonna come across more like-minded people with more of a like give and take and sharing ideas, filling each other's cups. Yeah. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna call it for now, for this one. I think this is pretty good. Just stand in your boundaries. There's nothing wrong with that. I know it doesn't feel good, because especially if you're a woman, if you're a man too, but saying no. Hangman, the bottom of this deck. Looking at things from a different perspective, taking a second. Yeah, that's what I feel like too. Yeah, just assess the people around you, because I feel like you're awful kind, and you're probably not even noticing if you haven't noticed yet. You probably pay for everything. Or you're probably giving everybody rides. Or you're probably whatever. You know, you're the go-to. And you can't go to in return. So, that's not fair. Well, like I said, I think I will do another reading a little bit later. I'm going to go do a couple things and see how it goes. Well, I hope everybody has a great day in the meantime. Like and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, and I will see you on the next video.